Do we discard Pilaf? Yeah. And then Nami search your last life. Man. But that's the sign of a good Nami player. No, we do not slander Nami players here. This is a Nami slander free zone here. We do not slander Nami players here. This is a safe space for Nami players. I do. Wearing it is a bad audio. You do too. That's crazy. That's crazy. What's up all the Nami hate, guys?
I think.
What's up, y'all? Dr. TCG here, back with another video, and today I got for you my red-green smoker list for OP11. Honestly, this deck, it took me by surprise with just the amount of like tops and representation it's getting this format. I think this deck is one of these sleeper rogue picks for the format, and if you wanted to play something that wasn't a purple Luffy deck, or maybe Buggy, or I don't know, whatever like the other top tier decks are right now, I think Smoker is definitely a good pick, especially if you can learn the deck a little bit, get it down right. What makes it so good, in my opinion, is the fact that it's very versatile in how it can like answer board states and then set up its own board states and apply pressure. It's sort of a jack of all trades deck, meaning you can be aggressive with your rush units such as like Luffy, Hody Jones, as well as like your Banished Smoker. It cheats Dawn and Power with cards like Monet, Peacock, Sanji, Smoker, Chopper, Luffy. It has floodgate aspects with the Rosinantes, the Tashigis, your 8-cost kid, as well as like this counter event, which is really good defensively against like the aggro decks, as these are anti-removal tools, and it also has its own in-house removal. Unfortunately, Mogun isn't searchable, but on curve, this is such a strong answer to a lot of the like Luffy decks in the format right now. So like against green purple Luffy, this kills Sanji Pudding on curve, provided you like stuck a Sanji. Against black purple, it kills the beer Luffy, Modelo Luffy on curve, which is really strong. And then any other decks like problematic 5 drops, discard if you see like your Sanji or what have you on board. It can just do a lot for you. Another new addition we have to the deck is Honesty Impact. This is a red navy card. It's sort of like upgraded Mogun. Does -4k and KOs is 6k. What makes this card so powerful is the fact that you have this new Navy Searcher Peacock, which the Navy Searcher and then more Navy elements added a lot to this deck. Because what this deck was lacking was like consistency. You only having your Virgo Searcher and being able to search like Punk Hazard cards like this, and this. Like you only had like 20 targets. But with this Peacock, you're now able to search a lot more of your deck, and you're able to see like Rosinante, Tashigi, Smoker, Honesty Impact, this X-Drake 2k. You know, it helps you search a lot more for some of the key cards you may want to see. And then one of the most important things about this deck in this format is the fact that it's able to play the best green card in the game, Hody Jones. Being able to tap Dawn, tap blockers, just tap units, being able to value trade into board and like the other green matchups. Really strong card. And then, you know, your leader ability exacerbates like a lot of issues in this deck because you're able to then untap 2 Dawn. You know, being a leader that's able to play with 2 extra Dawn per turn. When I first seen this leader, I'm like, no way this leader could be bad. And you know, it's just that this leader Smoker, he just had bad matchups that were very prevalent, like Lucci and Shanks. But now that Lucci and Shanks have sort of fallen out of favor, this deck has like a pretty positive matchups into almost every flavor of purple Luffy, as well as Buggy, because, or maybe not Buggy, but no, like a lot of the flavors of purple Luffy. And then it's like it can go do well against aggro because you can just default to your 8-cost kid strategy, and then like you have Carrot as well, and then some removal to deal with that. It also does pretty well into Blackbeard because you have cards like Luffy, Hody Jones, and Smoker, as well as like Carrot to keep their Burgesses rested if they ever do decide to tap them. But that's going to be it from like the deck breakdown and the card by card. We're going to get into some gameplay. Let me know what you guys think about Red Green Smoker in the comments, and see you guys later. Anyway, game 1, we got Smoker versus Blackbeard. We're going to want to go second in this matchup. This hand is not really good. I want to look for some more aggression. Having 5 drops is really good in this matchup. We have Smoker TCG, Rush Luffy. Only now is like maybe a Sanji or some searchers to find the Sanji. Yeah, so my opponent, how did they do that? They used This Is My Age to get a 10-7 cost. I call him Blackbeard. Let's see, we have Peacock Searcher. Honestly, Impact is not good in this matchup. We're going to be KOing a lot. Probably, yeah, just take the Searcher and the Searcher. Find our Sanji, so that next turn we can just play it. Blackbeards have also cut Shiryu, so we don't need to worry about our 3 drops getting dealt with on in response. So next turn, barring any KO triggers, we can just like set up the Sanji, use leader ability, swing 6 at him.
You would have every kind of pleasure.
So they do Lafitte. Grab stronger 2K, swing 5. We take. I usually like taking my first life, regardless if I'm a 4-life leader or not. It's just drawing an extra card when you think about it. Let's clear the Lafitte before we do anything else. Yep. And for those who don't know, Smoker, you need a unit with 7,000 power or more on the field for their effect. Base power doesn't matter, it's just total power of that like 1 unit. It's not like if you have 7k total on the board. It's not like you have to have a unit with 7k total power. We'll take this life again, mainly because I expect to go aggressive in this matchup, so I don't really want to think about the late game so much. This turn is most likely Smoker TCG. That way they can't like lib a green unit. If they want to use lib, it'll be on a 3 cost and like 2-3 costs. And then establishing this Banish Smoker is really good in this matchup because Banish is a strong keyword against Teach, because Teach likes cards in hand, so Banish just denies any card in hand. And then once again, the only punish for this is like a KO trigger out of life. But the Teachers haven't been hitting finger pistols in this set. That's why they haven't been topping as much. No shade. Yeah, we give a 2k here to have them commit the Kuzan swing into the board. Again, Sanji's just gonna draw us that 2k back or another card to replace it anyway. Unfortunately, I drew both my kids. You don't want to see ACOS Kid in this matchup because you don't want to like go long and try and floodgate the Blackbeard swings. You really just want to be aggressive, go wide, and hit into his face with like your 5 costs and your rush units. It's another reason why I really like the Rush the Dreamer Luffy in this deck, because this deck already cheats a lot of Dawn and, you know, manipulates Dawn. So being able to do that a little bit more makes it really nice. Hody Jones is really good. However, this turn I think I want to try and play 2 5 costs here, or maybe like another TCG along with this Luffy. So we do Luffy. We use Smoker's effects, get the Dawn back. So we have 6 Dawn. Theoretically, we can just play another 5-drop Smoker instead of a TCG, which I think might be the play. But we're just gonna swing 7 Banish into the Teach. Either get 2 cards to get the life. Alright, we got the life. It would have been a KO trigger on one of the smaller bodies. And now I'm thinking I might just play TCG. That 2 I'm leaving up is probably for what's that event? The Igloo. Which honestly I don't even think I should be leaving up for Igloo. We should probably just be like cashing out on swings. And then this TCG is like bait, so that his Blackbeard doesn't swing or do anything else. But it's also like it makes the Smoker like difficult to remove again. Our opponent does -3 with Tempest Kick. They got a .q off of This Is My Age search. Trash that .q with Stage. Grab the Burgess. And then they use their forecast Black Hole. I guess keeping up for Igloo is nice here because now we get to protect this Luffy. So they ended up removing Smoker TCG, but they didn't develop any units on board. I have Hody Jones in hand, and then I can still untap more Dawn and then cheat more Dawn with Luffy. I even have this Peacock on board as well. Peacock is another Dawn cheating unit because she can just give something plus 1k randomly. And you see, like here, I'm gonna think for a little bit because I just have like so much Dawn to be like hidden Dawn to work with, or hidden power to work with. So like I'm thinking about the swings into this Teach, and I also want to play like another Rush Smoker.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream.
I'm also kind of thinking about lethal here, but not really. I don't have to kill my opponent this turn. I just have to make sure like my board is wide.
Within one night to dream 75 years of time.
They're just gonna do like 7 into the leader. I'll probably give that Dawn to Hody or my leader.
Adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes.
Just see how they take these swings, you know. So we gave the Dawn to Hody. They took, well, we do give another 9k. See if they have the counter for it. And then since it doesn't let they have counter, they have 1 unit on board. We'll just swing 10. Yeah. So it looks like they had the counter for the 7. I'm not sure why they didn't just counter out of the 7 and just save themselves like a life, you know. But I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna go on to the next game. All right, next game, it's a Blast from the Past. Is up against Shanks. I win my die roll again. I choose to go second. I mulliganed my first hand and ended up with this. Not really a fan of this hand. No Sanji or nothing on curve, but it's fine. We'll just like play this blocker and try and curve out in the later turns with like our Luffy, Hody. Mogun isn't bad too. Yeah, there's no point in like blocking or like trying to like do anything with these swings. So we have the Luffy. We're gonna play him, and we're gonna actively, we should play him, and then attach the active Dawn. We get the Dawn back anyway, just so like we don't get like triggered on the back end, right? Although he can't Mogun trigger me because he has no units on board, but I still think this is better sequencing. And then once again, we just get so much Dawn to play with, right? Like when the Smoker leader was first revealed, I'm like, there's no way a leader that can play with 2 extra Dawn almost every turn is bad, right? And I think this is a very like good like rogue strategy, honestly. Smoker lost his worst matchups with like the rise of the starter decks, and this pretty much just has a pretty positive matchup into almost all the Luffys because it's a deck that can play Hody Jones as well as like pivot to 8-cost Kid against other aggro decks, and it can also has like red power reduction removal, right? So they play Ben Beckman. I'm gonna play my Smoker, untap Dawn, untap Smoker Dawn, and then since I have a 7k, I'll probably play this Bowgun, remove Shanks' board, because Shanks is like he's a play a 1 unit a turn deck, and if I can play my units while removing his units, yeah, I don't think he's having a good time. And then meanwhile we're still just like pressuring him.
And you would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you could conceive.
Shanks is on what, like 9 Dawn? Yeah. So they're gonna Newgate. They don't have like any building snakes, so they can't like threaten my board. So this chopper, I guess we take instead of blocking 2k because we have the Kid in hand. And now that we got the Peacock Searcher, I really want to play Kid now because I already have like TCG, which is already like a pseudo, like it's already like a floodgate for removal anyway. So if I can find a Rosinante off this Peacock, especially with this blocker setup, I'll be super head with this Kid. Like the addition of Peacock being able to search Rosinante in his deck now just makes your kid line so much more consistent. That's like these red navy searchers and like the more navy targets. Like we actually have like a good green navy leader now, you know. And then once again, Peacock is like cheating Dawn. We're gonna get this kid down, cheat all of our Dawn out before we swing, just in case the smoker does get triggered and removed. But just some sequencing things. And they took the banish swing instead of using leader ability. So because I'm going to use 2 Dawn to play Rosinante and then 1 Dawn on Kid to play the TCG, I can afford to attach 1 Dawn to leader here. Now we use Kid plays TCG, and then we play Rosinante. And now our opponent has to remove TCG first. Before, like they have to remove TCG first before they try and remove anything else. Because if they remove Rosinante, I'll rest the TCG, and then if they try and remove Kid, I'll kill the Rosinante. But if they remove TCG after, then that's fine. I still have Kid Rosinante. Another line is like if they like try and remove the Kid twice, I have to let the Rosinante die first, then I'll let the TCG die after that, because TCG protects against all removal. Rosinante is just KO.
Or any length of time you wanted to have.
Actually, I should have blocked with the chopper here, low-key, just because Rosinante is more valuable of a blocker.
You would fulfill all your wishes.
Yeah. Carrot here is so nice because that means we can just ignore his new gate. So ideally I would love to play like Carrot and a blocker and then swing out on my opponent's face. Yeah, I think this is a sequencing error, because they can just like trigger and KO my blocker. I should attach more. I want to attach more Dawn. Really just like get this Shanks to give me cards, or like let me banish that life again. Did they use leader ability? Gave me cards. I'm gonna swing into their life once more. Ended up taking. Now because they took that life, I don't want to put them to 0 because I have blockers on the field. So I'm just gonna swing into the new gate, so I can rest my kid, play around 10 cost Roger. Because if I were to swing 8 into the Shanks, put him to 0, then like Roger turns off my 2 blockers. But now my kid is like, you can't attack into him. You can remove him, but you can't attack into him because I have 2 blockers. And then their new gate is frozen anyway as well. So like they can't really do much with that extra swing. So they only have like 2 swings next turn, barring another rush unit. But even if they get another rush unit, I have 2 blockers. Another rush Shanks would hurt a lot, because, you know, it reduces my power even more. That'll make it more difficult to go for lethal. So they gave me a 1K for the swing into the new gate.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream.
And then they just play their pop Shanks.
For example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time.
They want to go into our smoker. We need that to banish their life.
And you would naturally, as you began on this.
And then because we like have to go for game this turn, we didn't need the block, but like still good too. Yeah, so we just played a Hody, cause so we can spend Dawn, get another unit on board. Yeah, have more Dawn to untap. I want to commit a decent amount of Dawn to this smoker, just so like we can remove the potential from like a trigger or like counter from his life. we swing 9, he lets it go, it's a 1k. That's a 7, so this is 8. We swing 8, get 2 cards. He'll use leader ability. Yeah, and then he just has no more counter because he's Shanks, and he either draws all counter or all bricks. Okay, third game is up against PB Luffy, one of the 4 Luffys of the apocalypse. That hand wasn't really good because once again we want to curve out with this deck, so like Searcher and the Sanji. It's a 5 drop. This feels good. Our opponents are just Gamma Knife, so like we can't 8-cost Kid default early at least, or that shouldn't be one of our win conditions because they have the answer for it. So we just have to be cognizant of that Gamma Knife. They're gonna play Zoro, play a Law. I would love to see a Mo pistol in this matchup, just so that we can remove their Bear Luffy, and then there he is on time. That Bear Luffy. So they're gonna have him for next turn. Once again, we just take this life. We have Sanji. Yeah, so we play our Sanji. Untap our 2 Dawn. Let's get a Peacock search out. I would love that mole gun right now. Unfortunately, we can only grab a Navy target, so just take another Smoker. And swing 6.
Let's suppose that you were able.
So he plays Beer Luffy, but I'm at 4 Dawn because he rammed. He isn't aware that it's on, or maybe he is. We'll 2k out of this swing, and then we'll just take the next swing.
75 years of time, or any length of time you want.
We have an 8-cost Kid, but they have Gamma Knife, so we should just like
And you would naturally, as you began,
just keep that out of mind for a little bit at least.
fulfill all your wishes. You would have.
So we play the Luffy. We'll go 7 into the Zoro. Turn on our leader ability. We'll take advantage of it, us having the swings while he's still a base leader, and we can just swing small. Swing 5 gives us a 2k. Swing 7 takes, and then we just tap for a Rosinante, make our board a little bit more difficult to trade into. Alright, so he plays Rush Sanji. I'm assuming he's going to tap our Rosinante. Cleans it up with the Law. Gonna swing 7 into the Sanji. We let that go. Draw 2k. Okay. Swings 8 into my Luffy. I counter here because I thought I had enough counter. I thought I was gonna leave up 1 for Giant, and then I just had to 2k out of the other 7k swing, but that's unfortunate. I forgot. I forgot. So we ended up wasting cards there. Now we're kind of in a bind. Yeah, we're just gonna play Smoker, untap some Dawn. Honestly, I'm just gonna see if I could jam 9 into that Modelo Luffy. It's just 2 cards, but I don't want to be swinging face. Now we leave up for Igloo. Yeah, so they let that Modelo Luffy go because they have another Luffy, and they probably just don't have enough counter in hand, like long term. Swing 8 at me. They only have 2 swings this turn.
Let's suppose
So we can just take this and then guard out the other one.
any dream you wanted to dream, and that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time, or any length of time you wanted to have.
You can make an argument to reduce the Law, and then he'll just put down on the other Law. So like now he's playing around Hody by just leaving 3 Dawn up. I'm gonna play Peacock. We find the Honesty Impact. This card, once again, another Navy card. Being able to minus 4k to something and then KO is 6k less is super good. And then now we're gonna pull a sick playoff here with like the Monet and Honesty Impact. So we're gonna Monet, give the 2 rested down to my leader, minus that Luffy to make it a 6k, minus the Sanji by 4 and pop the Luffy, and then now we're like free to trade into the Sanji. Untap some Don. Swing 7 into that 3k. Honestly, that turn was sick. And then now we have this 4 Don. I guess we're gonna fake up 2 so that we like don't die, but I don't think we need to. And we're gonna use both these peacocks here. Make this smoker 11k. They gianted. And then they pitched Gamma Knife. So because I saw them pitch a Gamma Knife, I can play this kid here and Prage. So my opponent drops their 3rd Modelo Luffy. They really getting lit tonight, I'm not gonna lie, but they dropped their 3rd beer Luffy. And then swing 8 at me. Because I'm gonna play 8 cost kid and I need the cards, I'll take it. It's a 2k blocker. We love to see 2k blockers. And then now since we have 3 extra Dawn this turn, we can just like play this kid. We have like 5 extra Dawn because of the Monet as well. So I'm trying to think about how I want to do this turn. I know I want to leave. I know I want to have up like 4 Dawn so I can play this chopper blocker behind the kid, since I can't play him from kid directly. And now I have like 1 Dawn, right? To attach to the kid, and then 4 Dawn. I don't want to swing the base 7. I'm thinking about like if I should split up like 2 7s into his leader. But honestly, I think it might just be worth just to like just do like 9. Like 9, I feel like 9 banish is way more impactful.
Naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have.
This gives me 2 cards, but it got me another giant. Him pitching that trash, that brick. Now we attach it on the kid. We just rest him. We don't need to play TCG. Because I don't like, the only like punish is like Ragnarok, which is a 5 cost KO and 8, but if he's on Ragnarok, bro, he got it. So they play another rush Sanji. They tap my chopper. I have 2 2Ks and a 1K in hand, and he's swinging really low numbers. We give another 2K. Yeah, we just give another 2K. Draw a 2K for turn. Now this is a very hard turn, right? Because I have to decide whether like if I should try and go for lethal. He's tapped out, but he is a 7K leader. And then I don't have any ways to like spend and cheat Dawn for bonus power this turn. Because like whatever, like if I play the smoker, it doesn't give me any more additional power on my units to attack into his leader. Because Monet would just like the Dawn Monet would attach with like I would just attach, and then the Dawn I untap with smoker is like I could have just attached it, right? I think about this turn for a while, so let me just skip ahead to like what I actually end up doing. So I think I decide to play, yeah, okay, so I decide to play the smoker so that I get all of like my Dawn value, and then I'm gonna like just try and remove his board and pray it's enough, right? Because I have a blocker still. So we minus that Luffy, we do 10,000 into 6,000, and we can just like keep attacking into that Luffy, right? Because if we clear this board, it makes it really hard for him to do anything to us.
Dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could
All right, boom. So they let it go. And then honestly, I have no counter event or anything like that in hand. So I'm just gonna jam into the Sanji. And then since I have like double banish smoker on board, and hopefully this kid lives another turn, I can just like try and kill him next turn, and just pray he doesn't like double giant me out of existence. Or we can just like top deck Cody Jones as well if he like does that as well, but I don't know. Yeah, like he would have to like leave it up. So yeah. So he has Usohachi, but the problem with Usohachi is like now he has less Dawn to try and swing with, so he can't kill me with the law and remove the kid. He can attach 3 to leader. Yeah, that's his out. He can attach 3 to leader, swing 8 into the kid, and if I don't have counter, the kid dies. And then he attaches 4 to the law, and then once again, if I don't have counter, I die. But that means he's tapped out, so he won't be able to giant. So like he already committed to 3 Dawn for the Usohachi. He should just try and kill me now. Oh, whoops. Skipped a little bit too hard. 8K. I'm gonna see if I go freeze frame. We trash this for counter. And then I wanted to resolve the counter, but he just concedes anyway. Like immediately, and I end up pressing the rematch button. But I just wanted to talk about his hand a little bit because I didn't get a chance to see it. So he had like Rush Luffy as well. And like 3 2Ks. So like the turn prior, if I were to try and kill him, he had like 3 2Ks and like all that life and then a 0 cost. So I would have just lost. So going for the defensive play definitely paid off. I think if he has Rush Luffy, he might get there actually, just because he plays the Rush Luffy. He's at full 10 Dawn. He has 4 Dawn left. He attaches 1 to the Luffy. Yeah, he attaches 1 to the Luffy, or not even 1. He can attach. He has 5. He has 4 Dawn left. He can attach 2. Go 9 at the kid. 2K 9 at the kid. Block. Oh no, he can't even do it that. Or let's say, yeah, he can't even do it with the Rush Luffy. 9 at the kid. 2K 9 at the kid. Block. And then he has no Dawn left up, and then he removed the life. Yeah, so I guess he did the thinking is behind that, like if I have a 2K, it's that anyway. So like either line loses to just me having a 2K, and you know, thankfully I top decked it. And then we had Hody top deck next turn. Like the smoker games are just good, man. Yeah, anyway, that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You know, please let me know what you think about Smoker and OP11. Honestly, I have a lot of mixed feelings about this deck personally. I loved it, then I hated it, then I loved it, and I'm loving it again. Cool deck to play for the format if you want to play something rogue and off meta-ish and like try and catch all the Luffys by surprise. That's it anyway. Peace, y'all.